Welcome to Mind Set in Stone podcasts, where we dive deep into the most compelling books on the shelf. Join hosts Dave and Poppy as they uncover the stories, themes, and ideas that shape our understanding and inspire curiosity. Get ready to explore the big ideas that leave a lasting impact. Let's get started.
You know that feeling? Scrolling through your phone, loads of notifications, maybe you're even in a room full of people. But you feel, I don't know, completely disconnected.
Oh, totally. It's such a weird thing in our hyper-connected world.
Right. And apparently, studies show less than half of our daily chats actually feel substantial. It kind of makes you wonder if, having a really good conversation is becoming a bit of a lost art.
People are calling it the Great Disconnection.
Exactly. So welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into exactly that.
And the source we're looking at, Great Chat by Josh Smith, takes this really interesting angle. It says, look, great conversation isn't just luck, it's a skill. Something you can actually learn and practice.
Like a self-development thing.
Right.
Which makes sense, right? I mean, a conversation is how humans have always learned and grown, basically since we started talking.
Exactly. It's the original tool for understanding each other, for personal growth.
And Josh Smith, in Great Chat, he really breaks down how we can all get better at it. He's talked to so many different people, kind of distilled it all. So our mission today, for you listening, is to pull out the key stuff from his work.
Yeah, give you some actionable things, a sort of framework maybe.
Right. Things you can use straight away, whether it's, prepping for a meeting or just wanting better chats with your family, your friends.
Without it feeling like homework,
Yeah.
Just the good stuff, quick and clear.
Exactly. So yeah, the goal is to help you build stronger connections, have more enriching conversations in work, in life, everywhere.
Okay, sounds good. So if we want to forge those stronger connections, where does Smith say we should start? What's the first step?
He uses this great analogy. He calls conversation a social sandwich. So you've got the two slices of bread, the start and the end, and then the filling, which is, the main part of the chat.
Ah, I see. The beginning, the middle, the end. Like a story structure almost.
Kind of. And he says we need to pay attention to both slices of bread. Let's start with that first slice. The beginning. Making a good first impression, that warm welcome.
Right, the opening moments. And interestingly, he really emphasizes the nonverbal stuff here.
Like body language.
Exactly. Things like, standing straight, keeping your shoulders open, actually facing the person. Seems basic, but it signals openness.
And confidence, too, maybe.
Yeah, he mentions that, too. And mirroring, subtly copying someone's open body language.
Eye contact.
It builds rapport without you even realizing it.
It's like your bodies are having a little subconscious chat first. Hey, we're cool.
Pretty much.
He calls it a visual indicator that you are open to connecting. He even says practice in the mirror.
Might feel a bit weird, but it makes sense. Think about when someone avoids your gaze.
Yeah, it feels dismissive, right? Or like they're not really there. Eye contact keeps you present.
It anchors you, shows them they have your attention, and then comes the actual first words, the hello or hi.
The verbal handshake, he calls it.
Yeah, it's just that basic acknowledgement, I see you.
He tells this story about Victoria Beckham, how she just introduces herself as Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no titles, no fuss, just direct human to human, instantly puts people at ease, apparently.
That makes sense. It levels the playing field.
Yeah.
And following that, remembering names, huge.
Oh, definitely. Using someone's name after you've just learned it, it makes them feel, seen, valued.
It really does. It's such a simple thing, but it lands with impact. Think about how you feel when someone remembers your name.
Yeah, it's noticeable. And Smith also talks about trying to consciously push past our initial judgments when we meet someone.
That's a tough one, though, isn't it? We make snap judgments constantly.
We do. But he argues for trying to approach everyone with warmth, challenging those preconceptions, starting with an open mind, basically.
Because those judgments can just shut down connection before it even starts.
Exactly. So, okay, you've said hello, remembered the name, got the open body language. What's next? Small talk.
The thing everyone loves to hate.
Right. He calls it the foreplay of conversation, which is kind of funny.
Huh. Okay. But his point is, it's not pointless, even if it feels that way sometimes.
Exactly. He argues it's the entry point, it gets the wheels turning for bigger topics, and actually, we spend a lot of our day doing it.
And some studies even link it to well-being, apparently.
Yeah. So maybe we shouldn't dismiss it so quickly. It's how you find common ground, test the waters.
So how do we do it well? Avoid the awkward weather chat.
Well, he suggests using positive, open-ended questions instead of just, how are you? Maybe like, Working on anything exciting lately, or what's been good about your week?
Something that invites more than a one-word answer.
Yeah. And the key thing is curiosity, actually being interested, not just waiting to talk about yourself.
Right, like if someone says they had a heavy weekend, don't just nod. Maybe ask gently, "Oh yeah, everything okay?" Or, "What made it heavy?" You actually listened.
It shows you care enough to ask a bit more, even in the light stuff.
And then he talks about this concept, mind the gap. What's that about?
This is fascinating. It's about the tiny pauses between speakers in a conversation, like really tiny. 200 milliseconds, apparently.
Wow, that's incredibly fast.
Right, and the research suggests that shorter gaps often mean people feel more connected, like they're really clicking.
Because you're processing and responding almost instantly.
Exactly. Your brain is already working on the reply while they're still finishing. It means you have to be actively listening, which we'll get into more later.
That rapid back and forth, it feels more spontaneous, less filtered maybe.
Yeah, maybe less time to overthink. So nailing that first slice, the positive opening, the engaged small talk, that quick rhythm sets you up really well.
Okay, so that's the first slice of the sandwich sorted. What about the other end, the goodbye?
Ah, the last slice. Equally important, but often overlooked. Knowing how and when to end a conversation gracefully.
Because staying too long can be awkward for everyone.
Totally. It's about respecting boundaries, yours and theirs. He talks about picking up on cues that someone might want to wrap things up.
Like what kind of cues?
You know, fidgeting, looking away more, maybe their answers get shorter, using words like well or anyway.
Those little signals, you have to tune into them.
Right, and when you sense it's time or you need to go, he suggests gearing up for goodbye. Don't just abruptly cut it off.
So how do you do that smoothly?
Well, try to bring the current topic to a nice closing point. Like if you were talking about their kids, you could say, "It sounds like you're doing great. I actually need to run, but it was lovely hearing about them."
Ah, okay, so you acknowledge the topic, then signal your departure.
Exactly. And he really stresses being clear and honest about needing to leave. Don't make up weird excuses.
Yeah, that can backfire. Apparently, research shows conversations almost never end when people actually want them to.
Isn't that wild? We've all been there, stuck in a chat that just won't die.
Definitely. And Smith makes the point that ending it doesn't mean you didn't enjoy it or you don't like the person.
Right. Sometimes you just need to go. So those final words matter. Great catching up. Let's do this again soon. Something positive.
Leaves a good final impression. Mirroring the start, in a way. You started warm, you end warm.
Exactly. Put effort into the landing as well as the takeoff.
And he offers a tool for this, right? A chatterbox exercise.
Yeah, the social sandwich IRL. It's basically questions to ask yourself after a chat, like, how was the connection? Was the talk time balanced? Any awkward bits? How did it actually end? Did it feel natural? What vibe did you leave?
So it encourages you to reflect, analyze your own patterns. Makes you realize conversation has this structure you can work on.
Totally. It's not just random chance. Okay, so that's the bread. Start and the end.
Yeah.
What about the filling? The actual substance?
Right, the meaty part. And for Smith, a huge part of that filling is asking questions.
The power of asking questions. He talks about his experience interviewing celebrities, right?
Yeah, like speed dating A-listers, he calls it. Short time, need to make an impact. And he found asking the right questions was key.
Why are questions so powerful, though?
Well, fundamentally, they make people feel like they matter. You're showing interest. And let's be honest, people generally like talking about themselves.
True. It feels good when someone seems genuinely interested in your thoughts or experiences.
And there's research, like from Harvard Business School, showing that people who ask more questions are actually seen as more likable. They build better relationships.
Makes sense. Think about a bad date, maybe, where the other person just talks at you, never asks about you.
Ugh, yeah, draining. Doesn't build any connection at all. Smith uses that exact example.
And he points out how kids ask questions constantly. Why? Why? But we adults kind of stop.
Yeah, that natural curiosity fades. We worry about looking stupid, or maybe we think we already know everything.
But Smith says, no, everyone around you can teach you something if you just ask. We just get scared of judgment, maybe.
Social pressure. Fear of looking ignorant.
Yeah.
We nod along instead of asking the dumb question.
But we should embrace that inner kid again. And even the simplest question, like, how are you? But he suggests adding one word, really. Ask, how are you, really?
Ah, that signals you're actually invading a proper answer, not just the automatic one.
Yeah. He tells a funny story about asking Chrissy Teigen that after some big event, and it opened up a real conversation.
It shows genuine care. Okay, so beyond that, he breaks down different types of questions.
Yeah, 7 types. Useful tools. First, clarifying questions, just making sure you understood correctly. Like Chino Chizo asking Jada, so when you say you quit dating apps, what prompted that specifically?
Makes sense, ensuring you're on the same page.
Yeah.
Then, devil's advocate questions.
Right. Pushing back a bit, offering another perspective, like Cleo saying to Ambika, okay, moving to Australia sounds exciting, but have you thought about the job market there right now?
Exploring different angles. Next, probing questions.
These are about digging deeper, understanding the why behind something. Like Tom asking Hassan on a date, what drives your passion for that kind of work?
Getting to the motivations, then elevating questions.
These help someone reframe a situation, see it differently. Anthony helping Matt, who's feeling demotivated, by asking, what aspects of your job did initially excite you?
Shifting the perspective. Number 5 is open questions.
Good for drawing someone out if they're a bit quiet, less specific, more room for them to answer how they want. Like Scarlett asking Thandiwe, can you tell me about a turning point in your mental health journey?
Invites a broader story. Then fun questions.
Yeah, just lighthearted stuff to build rapport, break the ice, you know?
Keep things relaxed. And finally, breaking questions.
These are important. They stop someone, maybe you, maybe them, from just monologuing. Gently bringing the balance back. Like Freya saying to Amari, that's a really interesting point. I wonder how that relates to what someone else was saying earlier.
Rebalancing the conversation. So those 7 types give you a lot to work with.
Loads. Infinite possibilities, really. He even gives lists of examples like deep dive questions, what's something you're secretly proud of? And light and fun ones, what's the most niche fact you know?
A whole conversational toolkit right there. Okay, so asking good questions is key to the filling. But it's only half the equation, right?
Exactly. The other absolutely critical half is listening. And Smith's advice here is simple but profound.
Which is?
Listen twice as much as you talk.
The classic ratio.
Yep. Lesson 3. He starts it with this quote. Being with someone, listening without a clock and without anticipation of results, teaches us about love.
It frames listening not just as a skill, but as an act of care.
Totally. And he shares this incredibly powerful personal story about how he once stopped a teenager from taking her own life, basically just by sitting and listening to her.
Just listening.
Yeah. She just needed someone to hear her out without judgment. It's a really stark example of how impactful truly listening can be.
It really puts it in perspective. Sometimes the best thing you can offer is just your full attention.
Exactly. So he asks us, when was the last time you felt truly deeply listened to?
That makes you think. It's probably rarer than we'd like.
Yeah. And we see poor listening all the time, right? Friends scrolling phones at dinner while you're talking. But the good news, Smith says, is that active listening is a skill you can develop. He says learning it genuinely changed his life, especially through his interviewing work.
And it makes you more socially attractive, apparently. People are drawn to good listeners.
Makes sense. We all want to feel heard. But okay, what stops us from being good listeners? What are those bad habits?
Well, he lists a few listening habits that drain a chat. First, just that internal monologue, right? Planning your reply. Then, neglect, his term for phone neglect. He tells a story about a friend calling him out on it. And the stats are pretty bad, how much phones distract us and lower conversation quality.
It sends such a clear signal. This screen is more important than you right now.
Exactly. And multitasking in general. Trying to listen while doing something else, it just doesn't work.
Your brain can't fully focus on both, but then he brings in something maybe unexpected.
Touch.
Yeah. He talks about interpersonal physiological coupling, how appropriate touch, a handshake, a hand on the shoulder, a hug can actually strengthen connection, releases oxytocin, dopamine.
The feel-good chemicals, but he stresses asking for consent, right? Hugely important.
Oh, absolutely crucial. Always check if it's okay first. Respect personal space.
Okay, so avoiding bad habits is one thing.
Yeah.
What about the positive actions? The steps to becoming an active listener?
He gives 14 steps. It's quite a list, but very practical.
14. Okay, let's hear some.
All right. Don't interrupt. Show you're listening with nonverbal cues, nodding, leaning in slightly. Try to meet people on their physical level, like Princess Diana crouching to talk to kids.
Ah, that famous image. Makes sense.
Don't finish their sentences for them. Resist relating everything immediately back to yourself. Park your own agenda for a bit. Focus fully. Don't get distracted by other things happening in the room.
Okay. That's a good chunk. What else?
Ask clarifying questions. Show empathy. Try to understand their feelings. Use encouraging noises. Okay. Summarize what they said to check you got it right. Internally repeat key phrases to stay focused. And be honest if you can't listen properly right now.
That last one's important.
Yeah.
Better to be honest than pretend to listen when you're totally checked out.
Exactly. It's okay to say, hey, my brain's a bit fried right now. Can we pick this up later?
So it's a very active process, not passive at all. And a big part of it is listening without bias.
Yeah, this is crucial. Trying to keep an open mind even with people you disagree with or people you think you have nothing in common with.
Which is hard, especially now when things feel so polarized. We get stuck in our echo chambers.
Totally. And he shares quite openly about a bias he used to have against certain types of people in his workplace and how he had to consciously recognize and challenge that to actually hear them.
Wow, that's honest. It shows how our own filters can stop us from truly listening.
Definitely. We have to actively work against those filters. He also gives tips for dealing with, well, monologuers.
Ah, the people who just don't stop talking. We all know one.
Right. He suggests weighing up if it's worth interrupting, or using quick interjections, one-line wonders to try and gently steer the conversation back or involve others.
Subtle redirection.
Okay.
And there's another self-assessment tool here.
Yep, another chatterbox. Rated or slated, are you actually listening? Encourages self-reflection, maybe even asking a trusted friend for honest feedback.
Ooh, brave. But probably useful.
Yeah, because ultimately great listening creates what he calls psychological safety.
Meaning people feel safe to be themselves, to open up.
Exactly. They feel heard, not judged. He uses this funny but effective metaphor, the club toilet at 2 a.m.
The club toilet.
He says it's often this weirdly judgment-free zone where people have random honest chats, and he suggests trying to recreate that feeling, that non-judgmental acceptance in all our interactions. And the rules of this club are no judgment, stop filtering yourself so much, be a role model for honesty, create a calm, recharging vibe, and welcome new people in.
It's about fostering environments where real connection can happen.
And the foundation for all of that, trust.
Right. Without trust, none of that psychological safety or open sharing is possible.
And Smith talks about how trust is kind of declining in society, which makes making friends harder. But he also says we're naturally wired to trust.
So we have this innate capacity, but maybe experiences make us wary.
Exactly. He encourages you to think about why you might hesitate to trust. Then he gives 7 steps for building trust.
Okay, what are they?
Be consistent. Be yourself. Authenticity builds trust. Understand trust takes time, but genuine behavior speeds it up. See it as a long-term thing. Be reliable. Do what you say you'll do. Be honest. And show vulnerability yourself.
Vulnerability builds trust. That seems counterintuitive sometimes.
But it does, right? When someone opens up to you, it signals they trust you, which makes you more likely to trust them back. It's reciprocal.
Makes sense. And he includes practical tips on making friends as an adult, too, and keeping existing friendships strong.
Yeah, chatterbox sections on how to ask a friend out platonically, and reminding us to date your existing friends, too. Put effort into the connections you already have.
Good reminder. It's easy to let those slide.
So true. Okay, so we've got the sandwich structure, asking questions, listening deeply, building trust. What's next in creating great chat?
Lesson 5. Honesty sharing is the best policy.
Honesty sharing. Okay, so just being honest.
Well, yeah, but a bit more specific. He talks about why we need to share to process feelings, feel understood, connect. Think about that feeling of relief after you share something you felt ashamed of.
Oh, yeah.
And he distinguishes between just talking and honesty sharing. Honesty sharing is intentionally sharing your real, unfiltered story or feelings with the right people, either for release or to find solutions.
So it's more purposeful than just venting to anyone.
Right. It's about vulnerability and authenticity. And it's not just for bad stuff. Share your wins, your joys too, with people who will genuinely celebrate with you.
That's important too. And sharing openly can help others feel less alone, right? Pass on knowledge.
Definitely. He uses the example of how talking more openly about mental health has given us more language to understand it and made people realize they aren't the only ones struggling.
Creates that shared understanding. But it's scary being that open. Why are we so hesitant?
Fear, mostly. Fear of vulnerability, of being judged, of being a burden. Maybe even fear that our thoughts aren't ready to be shared yet.
Yeah, all of those feel familiar. So how do we get better at it?
He gives 13 steps for honest sharing. Key things are, it takes time, trust your own truth, choose who you share with wisely, start small, practice helps, prepare if you need to, find common ground, focus on feelings, listen when they share back, create that safe space, except you don't always need a neat conclusion. Be kind to yourself and know your own sharing style.
Choose wisely who you share with. That seems crucial. Not everyone deserves your vulnerability.
Exactly. And he tells a story about interviewing Kate Hudson, who shared something quite personal very early on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and his point was that if you create that warm, safe environment quickly, people will open up faster.
Warm-ups matter. But what about oversharing? Sharing too much, too soon?
Yeah, he warns against that. Using trauma dumping just to try and bond quickly isn't healthy. Share in safe spaces with trustworthy people for the right reasons, like genuine connection or catharsis, not just for attention.
Right. Discernment is key.
Yeah.
And there's help for getting over the nerves.
Yep, a chatterbox on overcoming social nerves and your fears of sharing. Practical steps like identifying your fears, setting small goals, practicing, and crucially, not comparing your journey to others.
Okay, that's really helpful. So being open, sharing honestly, that takes energy too, right? Like the listening.
Absolutely. Which leads perfectly into lesson 6. Look after your social battery.
I feel this one.
We all do. You can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Right.
All that active listening, honest sharing, creating safe spaces, it uses energy.
So true. Some interactions drain you way faster than others.
Exactly. Smith talks about factors that affect it. The type of event, the place, the people involved, any power imbalances, your own mood. He stresses that all social interaction uses some energy.
Even the good ones.
Yeah, research on social bandwidth suggests even positive chats require effort. But the good news is your battery recovers quicker after those positive ones.
Okay, but if you constantly run it down.
That leads to social burnout. Feeling withdrawn, negative, tired all the time, irritable, maybe even physical symptoms. Not good.
Been there. So how do we avoid that? How do we protect the battery?
7 steps. 1, check in with yourself regularly. How am I feeling? 2, be a bit selfish with your time. Prioritize what recharges you. 3, find fountains, not drains. Hang out with people who energize you, not deplete you.
Fountains, not drains. I like that.
4, learn to say no without guilt. 5, cancel plans if you genuinely need to for the right reasons. 6, create boundaries. 7, know your limits.
Boundaries. That feels like a big one for protecting energy.
Huge. Setting healthy boundaries, physical, emotional, mental, digital, even conversational boundaries, protects your energy and those safe spaces you're trying to build. Without them, you lose your sense of self, get resentful.
And it's not selfish to set them, right?
Not at all. It's essential self-care. He gives 9 steps for setting them well.
Okay, lay them on me.
Be clear and direct. Be consistent. Accept that boundaries can change. You don't need to JDE, justify, argue, defend, explain. It's okay to just say no. It's okay to change your mind. Remind people gently if they cross them. Stop people-pleasing. And prioritize pleasing yourself, meeting your own needs.
No, JDE. That's powerful. You don't owe everyone a lengthy explanation.
Exactly. And remember your right to leave any situation or conversation that's draining you. Just walk away if you need to.
And he has that tier system exercise, too, for figuring out the fountains and drains.
Yeah, the chatterbox. The tier system, it helps you evaluate your connections. Tier 1 are your ride or dies. Tier 4 might be energy vampires, so you can consciously decide where to invest your limited social energy.
That sounds incredibly useful, like a social energy audit. Okay, final lesson. What is it?
Lesson 7. Get awkward. How to embrace difficult conversations.
The ones we all want to avoid.
Right. He quotes a stat that like 57% of people avoid tricky chats. We'd rather just suffer in silence sometimes. Try to reframe it. It's not a huge confrontation, it's just another chat. A potentially awkward one, sure, but just a chat.
Taking the scariness out of it a bit, okay.
And before you even have the chat, he suggests doing a spring clean of your opinions.
What does that mean?
Basically, check in with why you believe certain things. Are those views still serving you? Are they based on current reality? Our opinions aren't fixed, they should evolve. Regularly review them.
Keep an open, questioning mind about your own beliefs first. Interesting.
Yeah. Then he gives 6 commandments for the difficult conversation itself. First, no conversation is perfect. Don't aim for perfection, just aim to have it.
Okay, lower the stakes. Makes sense.
Second, start with kindness and empathy, even if you disagree strongly. Third, stay calm. Raising your voice triggers defensiveness. Remember, fight or flight.
Keep it level. Fourth.
Timing and environment are key. Choose a good time and place. Don't just ambush someone. Fifth, check your physicality. Are you tense? Clenched jaw. That affects your tone.
Body language again. It all connects. And the last one.
Sometimes you need to put your opinions on ice. Focus on difficult listening. Really trying to understand their perspective, even if you think it's wrong. Ask questions to understand, not just to argue back.
Listen to understand, not just to reply. That's hard in disagreements.
It really is,
Yeah.
but crucial for any kind of progress. And he has tips for tone of voice too, right?
Yep. A chatterbox on control your tone of voice. Check your posture. Vary your pitch so you don't sound monotone. Slow down your speech for clarity.
All helps to keep things constructive, even when it's tough.
Exactly. It's all about creating that space for respectful dialogue, even around hard stuff.
Okay, that's a lot of ground we've covered. From the sandwich to the social battery to awkward chats.
It really is a comprehensive guide to better connection, isn't it? So just to recap the big ideas from Josh Smith, we need those positive beginnings and graceful endings. The sandwich bread.
Mm-hmm. And the filling needs good questions, lots of different types, and really active, unbiased listening.
Then there's the courage for honest sharing, but doing it wisely.
And protecting your energy, that social battery, with good boundaries.
And finally, reframing those difficult conversations, approaching them with calmness and a willingness to understand.
So for you listening, the challenge now is to maybe pick just one or two things from all this. What feels most relevant to you right now?
Yeah, don't try to do it all at once. Maybe next time you chat with someone, you consciously focus only on listening, no planning your reply, just listen.
Or maybe try that "how are you really" question with someone you care about. And really stick around for the answer.
Or perhaps take a moment later today to think about your own social battery. What drains it? What fills it up? Who are your fountains?
Because ultimately, Smith argues, quoting his Auntie Mary, actually that connection is the secret. Looking after and being there for each other.
That's what it boils down to, isn't it? Human connection. Great chat is just the tool we use to build it.
And the more we practice, the better we get, and the richer our lives become.
Absolutely. Remember, the effort you put into connecting is always worth it. And, you haven't met all the people yet who are going to love you, teach you amazing things.
Keep putting yourself out there. Keep practicing.
So the final thought from Josh Smith, which feels like a perfect place to end. Always be interested and be interesting.
We hope you're leaving with fresh insights and a spark of inspiration. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and check back for more episodes as we dive into new worlds of thought, one book at a time. Until then, keep your mind set in stone and your curiosity open. This has been a Big L Riz Media podcast, where big ideas meet lasting impressions.